Is it wrong to beat a small child with a club?
God or no God? The debate between these two beliefs has been raging for thousands of years. Which side have you been on? You might be thinking, I'm not on any side. I haven't decided yet. I wish to remain objective. But in this battle between belief in God and belief in nothing, is there really such thing as neutrality? Is it possible to approach this debate with no affiliation at all?
What religion are you?
Agnostic. I believe something higher power. I don't know what it is though.
For me, it's just, who knows? Something might be out there. I don't know. I'm not Christian per se, but there may be something.
Do you know what agnostic means?
Believing that there is a higher power.
Yeah. Specifically, like A, when you put A on the front of a word means not. And Gnostic, that comes from the word knowledge, not having knowledge of whether there's a God or not. So believing in a higher power doesn't necessarily make you an agnostic. An agnostic is someone who's not sure if there is a higher power. Maybe, maybe not quite an atheist. I grew up in Southern California, and a lot of my friends that didn't go to church or who weren't Christians described themselves as, I'm agnostic, I don't believe in God necessarily, but he could exist. What is wrong with that type of thinking?
That position is self-defeating. It's a self-refuting position because people like to think, well, if I'm agnostic, I'm not taking a stand, right? I haven't decided one way or the other. But in fact, you have decided. You've decided the Bible's wrong. Because the Bible says that God is known inescapably, that God has made himself known to everyone. And so if you say, well, I'm not sure that's true, maybe God exists, but he hasn't made himself known to me. Well, you've said the Bible's wrong, in which case you've taken a stand. So it's a non-neutral position.
Why do you think so many people describe themselves as that nowadays?
I think they feel like it's a safer position because they feel like, well, that way I'm covered either way. Okay. But one of the things that I would point out to them, I would say, actually, if the Christian worldview is true, and I insist that it is, I know that you, as an unbeliever, don't necessarily affirm that. But if it's true, the Bible says that God is known inescapably, and so you can't not know that God exists. I know that's grammatically incorrect, but it's what's true.
Do you believe in absolute truth?
No.
Okay. Do you believe that all truth is relative, person to person?
Yeah.
Do you believe that mathematics and scientific laws are relative, person to person?
Yes.
Okay. So for me, if I want to say that 2 + 2 is 13, that can be true for me, even though it's not true for you?
I think when you get to the fundamental level of 2 + 2, I don't think that is person to person, but when you're getting into theories and formulas that can never be proven, then yes, I believe that you can say different things.
So do you think that some things can be proven?
Yes.
So isn't that absolute truth?
It seems like that's an absolute truth claim. If
Yeah.
God does not exist, that's an absolute truth claim.
Yeah.
Yet many of them fall into relative arguments.
Yeah.
How does that happen? How do people shift from an absolute position, but then at the same time they'll fall back on relative truth positions?
And I've noticed that happens often, and
Yeah.
a lot of times they don't even realize they're doing it.
Sure.
And so I say, can you be absolutely certain about anything? Well, no, we can't have certainty. I say, are you certain about that? What, yeah. Oh, yeah, I had never thought about that. And so I point out, well, see, you have at least one thing you can know for certain, right? There's an inconsistency that comes when we reject the biblical God.
Let's take the scenic route for a minute. How often do you find yourself feeling confused, frustrated, even depressed, and you don't know why? Could it be that you're being told conflicting things about the world that you live in? Unsure of what is true and meaningful, or if truth and meaning even exist at all? Perhaps you've resigned yourself to trying to drown out the confusion. We've been told there is no absolute truth. We're taught to suppress what is obvious to any honest observer. Truth exists. But we're left to live in the world as if it doesn't.
Say the new social media craze is not the Tide Pods, but let's say it's you go up to your mom and you poke your mom in the eyeball with a pencil. Is that wrong or is that right?
For me, it's wrong.
For you.
For
So
me.
it's fine if someone else does it though. No problems.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. What is 2 × 2?
4.
Okay. I think it's 5. Am I wrong?
Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, you are. Because of concept and theory. But it's still a theory, so maybe you're right.
Maybe I'm right. 2
Maybe
times
I'm-
2 could be 5.
Could be, yeah.
What about 25?
Sure.
Let's just go for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Is it wrong to beat a small child with a club?
Yeah,
Why?
because they can't defend themselves.
Okay, but what if I enjoy it? Something that just kind of de-stresses me, helps me out.
Pick on someone your own size then.
Okay, so
if
beating
it's like,
someone my own size.
yeah, so being someone your own size, that should be fine.
Then it's fine.
Yeah.
Is it any wonder so many of us are walking through life with our feet firmly planted in midair? The world is asking us to deny what we know intuitively. We know 2 + 2 is always 4. We know it's wrong to poke your mom in the eye with a stick just as much as we know it's wrong to beat someone with a club, no matter their size. We know these things, but the world tells us that we shouldn't know anything absolutely. You're being asked to be insane, to live in 2 incompatible worlds. What could cause more confusion and mixed emotions? If you're tired of the insanity, maybe it's time to rethink your worldview.
Think of unchanging logic as the signature of an unchanging God. Because these laws of logic are orderly, they're the same for all times and all places, and they're immaterial, we can safely assume that the one who put them together is that way as well. They reflect the Creator's own nature. And the Bible says that we reflect God, that we're made in His image. This explains why humans like order and logic and rationality. Now you may be thinking, hold up, I'm not entirely sold on this idea of God as being rational. Up next on Road Trip to Truth, the rationality of God.
What's up, guys? Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Next week, we got more content coming at you, so make sure you subscribe.